Okay. So in this part, we are going to be ensuring that whatever we have taught in the class number one, we'll try to cover the end-to-end summary for that. So we started with the understanding of what is a risk. But before we started it, we understood why risk management is important. We deal with the various examples. First, we deal with the example of a Maggie, where I gave you the example how Maggie was able to continue its plan, where we spoke about one thing, what is called as a business continuity plan. We are going to be dealing in the chapter number 9. Business continuity plan and try to ensure that the business is running on a continuous basis, right? Next, we spoke about how does it helps to understand or focuses on, where I give you the example of a PVR and a Netflix, how PVR, how the share price of the PVR fall from a 2000 to 900 and stuff. Next, we talk about why insurance is important and how insurance company is dealing with a law of large number. And I also spoke about, you'll also see the output is more than an input. Whatever you invest, you earn more as compared to the whatever benefits or whatever amount you invest. Then we spoke about the effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness generally deals with the time and efficiency deal with a minimal cost. If you want to see, to you generally try to ensure that there is a proper and safe environment, where we talk about the fire extinguisher, and I gave you the example of a mall. And there are various other reasons which makes a risk management an important aspect or important thing for the entire organization. Then we started with the word of what is a risk. Risk is defined in a 5-word definition. What is that? Effect of uncertainty on objectives, which is given by ISO 31000. So what is ISO 31000? It's a family of a standard which is issued by the International Organization for Standardization, which gives some guidelines. Which gives what? It gives some guidelines. Sir, these guidelines are not specific for any organization. It's for an entire industry. Sir, which edition of the guidelines we are following? We are following 2080 edition. Next, we started understanding what is a risk and uncertainty, which is a wider term. Uncertainty is a wider term if I compare with the risk. Now, you being a risk manager, you need to understand, sir, what is a risk for me? Sir, those uncertainties which are going to be affecting my business objectives is a risk for me. Now, how do you understand this? What is a managing uncertainty means? Managing uncertainty means making a decision considering the possible effect on uncertainty. Next, we spoke about how the uncertainty is wider as term as compared to the risk. After I just told you what is an effect, effect can be a positive effect or a negative effect. Positive effect is generally called as an opportunity, which is a good thing and which you need to what? Capitalize it. It will help to save time, save money and other things. But there are negative effects as well, which is nothing but the threat. Threat can be a bad, or it can lead to a downside effect, which is leading to a wasting money or wasting efforts. Now you being a risk manager need to think of how you can capitalize those threats into an opportunities. Now we see why managing opportunities and threats are very, very important or benefit for the organization. Next, defining a risk. A risk is defined by the top down and bottom up. Then I spoke about the various objectives. You need to frame an objective on the business level as a whole and department level as a whole, where departments can be purchase, sales, HR, business, finance, anything departments can be there. Now you being a risk manager, you need to see on the entire level the objectives of organization as a whole and a business functions as a whole are fulfilled. Each and every department has their own objectives. Then we spoke about what is the difference between a risk and a problems and issues. Sir, what is the current thing? Problem and issues are now. Risk is for a future. Risk is for a future. Problem and issues are now. How we see a circular reference between this? The problems and issues are used. See, if the problem and the issues are not mitigated, then it will lead to a risk. If the problems and issues are not mitigated, it will lead to a risk. I give you example of what? If the fire has occurred, if the stock is destroyed, then you will be unable to make a sales. If you are unable to make a sales, you will not be able to earn money. If you're not able to earn money, how will you be able to pay the creditors? Sir, it means the problem was of a fire which has occurred now. If the fire is not mitigated, it will lead to what? Arise in a risk. Next, you need to understand what does the business say. Sir, if the business is not working on a continuously, if the business is say we want to follow the existing process, then we generally say no risk taken, no risk, no return, no risk, no return. Where I give you the example of a Kodak. Do you remember I showed you the photo of yellow color Kodak? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Then you need to understand, take a step into newer areas, innovate, create, and get reward. That is the cycle of our risk management. Next, we spoke about risk management is asking about the basic 6 question, where we deal only about the first question in this class. We spoke about what is the business trying to do or achieve. So every business has want to achieve their business goals or objectives, but it is again important for you to understand how does someone start a business. You need a visionary, you need a hacker, you need a hustler, you need a CFO. You need what? You need a CFO. Then once this is done, you go for an investor, you go to them and ask for a money. Now investor, what will do? They'll look into the four things into your business. Does the team has a good idea? Does the team has a good potential for growth? Does the business is sustainable? And very, very important, you'll check how much risk, how much risk is there. Now, if you're an investor, I just told you which option you're going to be selecting. You're going to be selecting an option with a lower risk and a higher return, because that is the best option and alternative available to you. Next, we spoke about what is an from where does a risk arise from. Risk arise from what? Uncertainty. And uncertainty arise from a decision, and this decision can be your own or of a third person. This decision can be of your own or third person. All important decision involve a risk. Remember this rule: all important decision involve a risk. I gave you example of lot of examples here where someone is starting their new business or operation. Now sir, how anyone takes a decision? Decision is taken based on what? Probability and consequence. Decision is taken based on what? Probability and consequence. Probability can be high or low, sir. Probability can be high or low. Consequence can be high or low. Consequence can be what? High or low. Now, once that is done, you'll achieve one outcome, and basis of that outcome, you need to decide the further course of actions which are gonna be taken. Then also I give you some example or homework questions that you are supposed to solve it. So this is the entire summary of the lectures which we have learned in the lecture number 1. I would expect you to watch this summary video before you start your studies for risk management. See, we have covered the entire 2 lectures into the 6-minute recording, right? So end to end recording is covered in the 6 minute. So what we'll try to do is, after our 10 lectures are done, let's see how much time of the recording you'll be able to complete it. Means entire summary of our 10 lectures, which is approximately 20 hours, is gonna be summarized within a 1 hour or 2 hours of discussion. Okay, so thank you guys for watching in, and please do let me know if you have anything out, if you need any of the help, right? And please do refer your friends if you like this video.